A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. As the world watches with bated breath, the 17th annual BRICS Summit is set to commence in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, this Sunday, July 6, 2025. Leaders from the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are gathering amidst a backdrop of escalating tensions and economic uncertainty, particularly concerning U.S. trade policies under President Donald Trump. This summit holds significant implications for the future of international trade and diplomatic relations among emerging economies, which collectively represent approximately half of the global population and 40% of its economic output. The summit is expected to address the controversial trade tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, which have drawn sharp criticism from BRICS leaders. Draft statements suggest that these nations will collectively express their concerns over what they deem as indiscriminate and illegal tariffs that threaten global economic stability. Since taking office in January, Trump has unleashed a wave of punitive tariffs, targeting both allies and rivals, which has raised alarms about the potential for a trade war. Marta Fernandez, director of the BRICS Policy Center at Rio's Pontifical Catholic University, notes that the summit will likely adopt a cautious tone, particularly in light of the geopolitical sensitivities involved. The final declaration is expected to avoid directly naming the United States or President Trump, yet it will convey a clear political message aimed at Washington. The delicate nature of international relations, especially between the U.S. and China, has prompted leaders to tread carefully, with China particularly wary of exacerbating tensions after recent negotiations aimed at reducing tariffs. The absence of key figures such as Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin adds another layer of complexity to the summit. Xi's decision to skip the annual meeting for the first time in his 12-year presidency has sparked speculation regarding the underlying reasons. Analysts suggest that Xi's absence may be influenced by the presence of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who will be honored with a state lunch in Brazil. The dynamics of leadership and representation among these powerful nations are crucial, especially as Brazil seeks to bolster its international standing by hosting significant global events, including a G20 summit and COP30 climate talks in the coming months. The ongoing turmoil in the Middle East, particularly the conflict between Iran and Israel, is another pressing issue on the summit's agenda. While Iranian negotiators advocate for a stronger collective stance on the matter, there remains a lack of consensus among BRICS countries on how to effectively respond. The divergent perspectives on the Middle East crisis highlight the challenges faced by the grouping in presenting a unified front on sensitive geopolitical issues. In addition to trade and geopolitical tensions, the summit will also explore advancements in artificial intelligence and health, areas that hold significant promise for collaboration among BRICS nations. The inclusion of new members such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, the UAE, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Indonesia has expanded the bloc's potential, but it has also introduced new fault lines that could complicate consensus building. Brazil's Foreign Minister Mauro Vieira expressed optimism about the possibility of BRICS countries reaching a common stance on critical international issues, emphasizing the bloc's historical ability to speak with one voice. However, the absence of prominent leaders like Xi and Putin raises questions about the effectiveness of this summit in achieving its objectives. As the world turns its attention to Rio de Janeiro, the outcomes of the BRICS Summit could have profound implications for the future of international trade, diplomacy, and the balance of power in a rapidly changing global landscape. With emerging economies asserting their influence, the stakes are high as they navigate the complexities of a world increasingly defined by economic competition and geopolitical strife. The coming days will reveal whether the BRICS nations can unite in the face of adversity and chart a path forward that addresses their shared concerns while fostering greater collaboration in an uncertain world. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.